Holy shit. He said what?
Oh, he was angry, and I felt we were punished for that. In fact, I never got one picture in the paper published from that day.
But how do you explain that to people? How do you explain that you bowed to your grandmother?
Oh, I was there, hated the day. The day was a miserable day. I mean, it was a worst royal engagement I ever did, a royal wedding I ever did.
I think the reason that they are Master Archie and Miss Lilibet still is because a formal decision hasn't been taken yet. On the official royal website, Archie and Lilibet are not Prince and Princess Archie and Lilibet.
He couldn't stop laughing, and that laughter quickly turned into one of the most unexpected royal moments of the year. At the WellChild Awards, where Prince Harry has long been a familiar face, the evening took a playful turn when a 9-year-old girl stepped forward holding a gift meant for his children, Archie and Lilibet.
What is it then? Oh, it's the award. It's not for me though, is it? So should I go through it? Can I see what it is?
Yeah. The crowd softened instantly at the gesture, watching closely to see how Harry would react. Instead of a polite smile and a thank you which many would have expected from a royal in the spotlight, Harry leaned into the moment. With a grin spreading across his face, he accepted a balloon sword, raised it like a child himself, and suddenly found himself dueling with his young fan. The room erupted in cheers, laughter rippled across the audience, and photographers scrambled.
Ready?
No, just catch it. There you go. Whoa. That's it. Oh, we got you.
How have you got two of these and no one else had one?
To capture what was unfolding, it wasn't polished, it wasn't rehearsed, and that's exactly why it felt so memorable. In that instant, Harry wasn't a prince under pressure or a public figure carrying years of controversy. He was just a dad, a human being sharing joy with a child, letting the walls drop. And as lighthearted as it was, the moment set the tone for the rest of his trip, a reminder that sometimes the smallest exchanges tell the biggest stories.
Hold it up,
Are you giving the other one?
Wing alphabet.
Archie.
I love it. Aren't you? You know what?
But the gift and the duel were only the beginning, because what happened next revealed an even bigger side of Harry's visit. The duel may have lasted only a few seconds, but it carried the energy of something much bigger. As Harry and the young girl crossed their balloon swords, it was clear he wasn't just humoring her for the cameras, he was genuinely having fun. He laughed, she giggled, and the two leaned into the game with a kind of unspoken connection that felt completely unscripted. The audience reacted instantly. Parents in the crowd smiled knowingly, children squealed with delight, and even seasoned photographers lowered their cameras for a moment just to watch. It was one of those rare royal snapshots where formality vanished, replaced by pure joy. For a man often portrayed as distant from his family and embroiled in controversy, this single interaction cut through the noise. Here was Harry being playful, approachable, and, above all, real. The duel didn't just break the ice at the event, it turned into the defining highlight of the evening, a moment replayed across social media and news outlets within hours. But while the playful clash won hearts on the night, Harry's visit to the UK carried a much deeper purpose, one that went far beyond balloon swords and laughter. What made the moment unforgettable wasn't just the duel itself, but the way it transformed the atmosphere inside the hall. For an event that often carries a tone of ceremony and formality, Harry's laughter and playfulness gave the evening a completely different energy.
See you later.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you.
Guests who had come prepared for polite speeches and posed photographs instead found themselves caught up in something authentic and heartwarming. The young girl, who had walked onto the stage with nerves, suddenly became the star of the night, and Harry's willingness to step into her world for a few seconds reminded everyone why WellChild has always been close to his heart. It wasn't just about supporting the charity in name, it was about showing up with humanity, connecting with people in a way that couldn't be rehearsed. For many in the audience, that small balloon sword duel said more about Harry's character than any polished address could. And yet, while this playful exchange stole headlines, the trip was about more than one viral clip, because the very next day, Harry made a move that revealed a deeper layer to his visit. The WellChild duel may have captured the headlines, but Harry's time in the UK carried a weightier purpose. Just a day after the playful exchange, he announced a personal donation of £1.1 million to BBC Children in Need, directing the money toward grassroots youth groups in Nottingham. For Harry, it wasn't only about writing a cheque, it was a statement. By choosing to channel funds into local initiatives, he sent a clear message that his focus is still firmly on children, families, and communities in need. Reporters noted that the donation was one of the largest personal contributions made by a royal in recent years, and it immediately shifted the tone of coverage from light-hearted fun to serious impact. Together, the balloon sword duel and their £1,000,000 pledge created a striking balance. On one hand, the warm, relatable image of a father laughing with a child, and on the other, the firm commitment of a philanthropist determined to leave a tangible mark. Yet, while these actions drew praise, they couldn't fully silence the larger storm of scrutiny still swirling around Harry and Meghan, and that's where the story takes a more complicated turn. For all the warmth surrounding Harry's playful duel and his £1,000,000 donation, the bigger picture isn't so simple. Every move the Duke and Duchess of Sussex make is judged in the shadow of past conflicts and ongoing headlines. Meghan, for example, wasn't at the WellChild Awards, she stayed in California, but she still made her presence felt by sharing the balloon sword clip to her Instagram stories. Supporters saw that as a proud and personal gesture, almost like she wanted the world to know she was cheering him on from afar. Critics, however, dismissed it as strategic, suggesting it was another way of capitalizing on positive press during a week when Meghan's own name was being pulled back into legal drama. At the very same time Harry was smiling with a balloon sword in London, Meghan's half-sister Samantha was pushing forward with her defamation appeal in the 11th Circuit Court, trying once again to revive a lawsuit that Meghan's lawyers had previously fought to dismiss. It created a jarring contrast, joy and generosity on one side of the Atlantic, courtroom battles on the other. The media leaned into that split. British tabloids framed Harry's duel as a rare moment of charm while slipping in reminders of royal estrangement. Some headlines even questioned whether such light-hearted moments were timed to offset tougher stories, pointing to the long-running narrative that the couple carefully manages their image. Others argued the opposite, that Harry's spontaneous laughter showed authenticity in a way no PR strategy could manufacture. And as is so often the case with the Sussexes, the public reaction was just as divided. Supporters shared the clip as proof that Harry still embodies the compassion Diana was known for, while skeptics dismissed it as a distraction from deeper issues: the fractured relationship with his brother William, the lingering mistrust with the royal family, and the endless lawsuits that seemed to circle around Meghan. In the end, the duel became more than just a playful clip. It turned into a kind of mirror reflecting whatever story people already believed about the couple. To some, it was charming, to others, calculated, and that constant push and pull shows why even the smallest, most innocent moments in Harry and Meghan's lives rarely exist in isolation. But beyond the debate, the duel and the donation together raised one larger question. What do moments like this really say about Harry's role today, and what direction is he trying to take his public image? In the end, the balloon sword duel was far more than a fleeting moment of playful fun. It became a snapshot of everything that defines Prince Harry's complicated public life. On the surface, it was laughter, joy, and a genuine connection with a young fan. A 9-year-old girl walked up with a simple gift for Archie and Lilibet, and in a matter of seconds, Harry turned that gesture into a spontaneous, heartwarming exchange that delighted the audience and lit up social media. Beneath the laughter lies a more complex narrative: the scrutiny of the media, the weight of family tension, and the ongoing legal battles surrounding Meghan that follow the couple across the Atlantic. These contrasting realities, light-hearted moments versus serious controversies, exist side by side, creating the tension that makes every appearance and every gesture feel significant. Even the smallest, most seemingly innocent interactions take on outsized meaning in the public eye. A balloon sword duel becomes a symbol, a talking point, a lens through which fans and critics alike evaluate Harry's character, his priorities, and the dynamics of the royal family. Some saw the duel as a charming, unscripted display of humanity, proof that he can still be approachable, relatable, and playful despite years of headlines and speculation. Others viewed it through a different lens, questioning whether every viral moment is part of a calculated effort to shape public perception, balancing joy with narrative management. Either way, it underscores the impossible expectations placed on public figures like Harry, that even acts of kindness and fun, analyzed, debated, and scrutinized in ways most of us could never imagine. What makes moments like this compelling is the tension between genuine connection and public spectacle. For a brief moment, Harry was just a dad and a human being laughing with a child, and yet the cameras, the media, and the world watching could not separate that authenticity from the broader story of the Sussexes' lives. It's a reminder that in today's world, even small gestures can ripple far beyond their immediate context. One playful exchange with a fan can soften criticism, draw attention to charitable causes, or spark conversations that stretch across continents. It also shows how the smallest moments can reveal character in ways that formal speeches, donations, or public statements cannot. As viewers, it leaves us with an intriguing question. When we see Harry laughing and dueling with a child, are we witnessing pure, unscripted humanity, or is it part of a carefully managed image designed to balance headlines and legal pressures? Perhaps it's both. Perhaps that duality is exactly what makes him so compelling to watch. What is undeniable, however, is that even a balloon sword duel, brief, playful, and seemingly trivial, can carry more meaning than meets the eye. It can reveal warmth, vulnerability, and authenticity, all while reminding us that in Harry's world, even the smallest gestures echo echo far beyond the moment they occur. And as the footage circulates, shared across social media and discussed in newsrooms, it continues to spark conversation, reflection, and speculation, proving that in the lives of public figures, joy and scrutiny are never far apart, and that even the simplest acts can have profound, lasting impact.